好，大家好啊！今日繼續 globalizations. We carry on with globalizations. Last time we have done economic globalizations, and the focus of today is culture. But before we start, let's have a quick recap of what we have been revising so far last week. Economic globalizations. So what are the causes? By this moment, you should be knowing about the causes very thoroughly. Okay. So what are the flows? What are the causes? Rapid flows of information, advancements in transportation, developments of MNCs, emergencies of global issues, and developments of IOs。嗱，睇落去好似好多嘢要背，係要背噶啦。咁你唔背唔好考試咯，就咁簡單。但有冇啲容易啲嘅方法等你背到呢？ Now you see the screen. This is in different colors: red color, green color, purple color. Red are all the things relating to the social aspects. Green is about the economic aspects. Purple, this is about the global aspects. 再睇多次，紅色係咩啊？紅色 social aspects，綠色 economic aspects，紫色 global aspects. So when you revise, when you try to recite the causes of globalizations, use this method. This should be easier for you to get the idea in mind much quicker. Okay, let's use this pattern again for the features of globalizations. 紅色係咩話 ？social， 綠色係咩啊 ？economic， 紫色係咩啊 ？intellectual。How you can apply this into the features of globalizations? From the social aspects, breaking time and space constraints. Economic, we have goods market integrations, labor market integrations, capital market integrations, formations of MNCs. International aspects, we have more exchange of ideas and technologies, more global rules and systems set up by international organizations. 所以 economic globalizations 好似好多嘢要背啊，但係咪咁難呢？ I don't think this is actually that difficult. Alright, now let's get to the contents of today, cultural globalizations. So in simpler terms, cultural globalizations means there are more cultural integrations between different countries. And one of the important features is that mainstream cultures becomes homogeneous. Okay, you may be having a question mark mind. What's the meaning of homogeneous? It means more similar, lack of varieties. So the mainstream cultures, they are getting more and more similar in different parts of the world. Okay, so if you have your concept notes, turn to page 16. Okay, my flow will be following the order in that notes. So what are the phenomena of cultural globalizations? 5 phenomena: cultural exchange, cultural homogeneity, cultural heterogeneities, connections of cultures and origins, global values and ideas. 哇，好多嘢要背喎，點算啊？好崩潰，唔緊要。Remember 4C and 1G， 紅色4個都係 C 字頭開始嘅 concept。最後嗰個係咩啊？ Start with letter G. Okay, 4C, 1G. This is how you should remember the phenomena of cultural globalizations. Okay, cultural exchanges, it means more interactions between different parts of the world. And then for homogeneity, heterogeneity, more connections, I will explain to you later on. Global values will also explain to you later on. But before we start, we look into the details. Look at one picture first. Donna 最中意呢張圖嘅啦，應該。BT21 shops in, I think it's at the Pacific Place. So these shops, originally this was a shops in Korea, South Korea. But this is not created by any commercial companies. These BT21 shops was originally created by some artists, a very popular K-pop team called the BTS. Okay, and then because they want to share about their values, their ideas, so the BTS they actually start up some store, and then these stores becomes the BT21, and then it starts in various places in Asia. Okay, this actually helps the spread of the K-pop cultures and the related products. Okay, so cultural exchanges. And then let's look at some of the more difficult concepts. Now, Notes 嗰個其實全部啲嘢都齊晒㗎啦，我講最難嗰兩個特別攞出嚟講啫。So meaning of whole cultural homogeneities, it means that the cultures of different parts of the world they are getting more and more similar. Okay, and then one of the examples of cultural homogeneity is cultural commodifications. As we can see from the example BT21 shop just now, this was originally organized by a K-pop team, and then that K-pop team is cooperates with some multinational corporations, and then they set up store everywhere. So when they set up a business, when they set up a store, obviously they are not just for fun. What are the main purposes of setting up those shops? Obviously they want to gain profits. 所以學 globalization 其實個腦要諗住一樣嘢，賺錢 everything's relating to making money。冇錢賺嘅話，我唔會同你去第二個地方嗰度開間鋪頭咯。Alright? So the MNCs, in order to make money, how can they make the best use of the money? Promote consumptions. They want the people to buy more. So one of the strategy is that they will connect cultural elements with their commercial operations。紫色字啦，又有紫色字啦，我本 notebook 攞張紙寫低佢啦，呢啲 examples you can use in paper too。So Christmas, Thanksgiving, Halloween, originally they are religious festival, but religious festival when you go to the church, when you just go to pray, when you just go to memorizing your ancestors, can this make money? No. So therefore, some of the MNCs they use these festivals and then they extract the cultural elements and then they try to combine with consumption events. Like Christmas, wow, Jesus is born. It's a good event, okay? Religious culture. And then how can we demonstrate that it's enjoyable events? We should be happy with this. Buy more things. 你要慶祝啊嘛，慶祝要開心，開心點樣？開心咪買嘢咯。所以 Christmas 啊、Thanksgiving 全部都係點樣啊？而家唔會有人同你講耶穌，唔會講 Jesus 嗰啲噶嘛。All of them they're just asking you go to shopping mall and buy things, and then this becomes entirely an consumption events. Okay, so cultural homogeneity is one of the causes and one of the phenomena associated to it is called cultural modifications. And other phenomena of cultural homogeneities that we can see is about the widespread of cultures and languages. Okay, most of the Hollywood films or most of the dominant movies of the cultures publications is in English. Okay, so English is also a form of culture. This can be very dominant. Okay, but other than English, there's some other cultures that are getting more popular, more dominant recently. One is the South Korean cultures. If you look at Oscar, there's a Korean movie Parasite. They actually won the Golden Award for the best foreign language film. I'm quite sure in the next few months, next half years, all the people they will be many people in the world they will be learning Korean and they will follow other Korean movies and the Korean culture is spreading much faster. Okay, and one more example is McDonaldizations. We mentioned this about some for many times. McDonaldizations other than food is about their style of management, standardized products, fast and efficient, um, easy to consume, easy to enjoy the services. All of these are the management cultures. And then when McDonald's they set up new branches in different parts of the world, they're actually spreading this kinds of culture everywhere. So in the past, things are actually not that efficient, but nowadays restaurants or other modes of operations and modes of services they're learning from McDonald's. So even for the management cultures, okay, from the West, they has become dominant and spread to other part of the world. Okay, and other phenomena, cultural heterogeneity. Homogeneity means getting more similar. Heterogeneity means we are getting some diversity. We are having some varieties. Okay, so some of the people they are actually quite unhappy with the spread of foreign cultures because they are afraid that they will be replacing their local cultures. So therefore, they try to include some local elements to the foreign cultures. Example，啱啱講過麥當勞啊嘛，係咪？McDonaldizations, fast, efficient, everything follow procedures。我喺麥當勞買嘢唔夠錢，可唔可以叫佢下次先俾錢啊？平2蚊得唔得啊？25蚊一個餐，我俾23蚊得唔得啊？No, you can't because with emphasizing on procedures. If you do not have $25, then you don't buy. But is this kind of culture really practical in Asia? In Asia, especially the Chinese society, the people are actually unhappy with this kind of system. They think that is too rigid. This totally ignores the people's needs. So they're emphasizing on harmony, people's oriented approach. So in many of the big companies in China, even is operating by those MNCs, they will be including elements like harmony, having more flexibilities, having some room for the people to get some advantages. Okay, so this is, you can see, even for the management cultures of the Western MNCs, they also need to incorporating some of the local elements in the Eastern world. Another example，又係講麥當勞啦。McDonald's in India, their burger, they also have vegetarian burgers, okay? Because some of the Hindus, they do not eat beef. I believe many of you should be know more than I do. So, what's the opportunities created by cultural globalizations? Easy part. The first one, cultural integrations. There are more and more universal ideas like equality, justice. They are getting widespread from the western part to all parts of the world. And then the people, because they have more interactions of Western cultures, so they are more aware of other issues in different parts of the world, and then this helps the development of their global citizens' identities. Cultural heterogeneities. Okay, so for example, Eastern culture is spreading to different parts of the world much faster as well. Other than the Western cultures, in the past we only focus on the Western culture. Nowadays, we're also focusing on the Eastern cultures, Middle East cultures, Southeast Asian cultures. Okay, examples like Bollywood, Chinese martial arts, Chinese martial cultures. Even for Disneyland, they even have the Kung Fu Panda, which incorporating those Chinese martial arts culture. Okay. But there are some challenges as well. What are the challenges? Cultural clash. Dominant cultures, they may be having some clash with the local culture. 好似之前上堂同大家講過啦 ，Starbucks 去中國響北京 in Beijing are they only selling coffee? No, they also need to sell some traditional Chinese tea because many people in China they think that coffee is just some Western products not suitable for the body natures of Chinese people. So cultural clash, they have to, when they want to run a business, earn a profit, they have to incorporating with the elements of Asia. This also caused some hindrance to the development of local cultural industry. For example, local movies against the Hollywood movie. Hollywood movie, they have a lot of resources. They get the top artists, most popular artists. Okay, so when everyone go to cinema, they would just go to see the Hollywood movies. But on the other hand, dominant cultures, okay? So the dominant cultures will gradually replacing the local cultures. Local cultures 邊個睇呢？係咪？即係你嗰個明星行出嚟嗰個唔係叫明星啦，暗星嚟㗎啦嗰個係咪？都唔知係咩名。So one of the disadvantages that this would hinder the local culture industry. And also this would be causing marginalization of some traditional cultures. The people only look at the Western one and then they ignore the traditional cultures such as Halloween and traditional ghost festival. Halloween everyone enjoy. Okay, they buy things consumerism. A good festival, okay? But traditional Chinese ghost festival, people are burning paper warships items. Who can make a profit of it? So without any profits, no commodifications, so the people only celebrate Halloween instead of celebrating the Chinese traditional ghost festival. OK， 嗱今日講咁多，望下 past paper。Paper two 全部都 Paper two 啊，19年、17年、16年、12年，仲有好多 Paper one，代表啲咩啊？好重要咯，成日出咯。咁你點樣做啊？ 嗱，你有時間翻去做17、18、19。